Known, the management has clarified, or at least has told BSE or NSE that there's no such proposal of IFC picking up stake. But the ball was set rolling by Finance Minister on CNBC TV 18 when he said that something like this will be looked at for IDBI Bank. From that point, the stock has rallied from 50 to 90. How much of the good news is now in the price?
Well, we believe that a good part of it is already, built into the stock price, in the sense that even earlier we've commented on this, that IDBI is already at now with the current stock price at almost about 0.8x. And it's not that, the privatization and then the subsequent improvements would happen overnight. It will take time. Even with Axis Bank, which is the, other bank where this had happened so many years back, it took a long time for re-rating to happen. But, in case of IDBI, already a lot of it is getting built in. So, at these values, we would probably not recommend buying, considering the stock has already rallied a lot.
Okay, so don't buy at current levels. Vaibhav, did you have a look at IFCI? Any reason to explain the big up move that we're seeing?
No, that's not a stock that we track.
Okay. Banks have been outperforming. The Bank Nifty is higher by 0.6%. ICICI Bank, after its underperformance, has now come back, is putting on its A game. Do you think it's looking attractive at current levels?
Well, yeah, actually, ICICI Bank is one of these stocks within the private space that we do believe, in terms of the valuation, discount is already factoring in whatever little weakness is there in asset quality. And fundamentally, I think the outlook for the stock remains quite strong. Even the quarterly numbers were largely in line with our expectations. And yes, that is a stock where we have a buy.
Okay, let's get back to IDBI Bank, Vaibhav. The other issue which is quite clearly interesting with IDBI Bank is the extremely low free float. We have 90% stake with the government and of course the institutions, only 9 to 10% with the public. Do you think that could spur the stock even higher and could throw the valuations haywire?
Well, ideally we do not like to, sort of ascribe any additional. It would be speculative to even comment, whether it can go up purely because of this. And if it does, then that's another reason why one should be a little cautious, considering that valuations have already gone up quite a bit since this news first started coming out.
Okay, so what's your house call now on IDBI Bank and your price target?
So yeah, we have a neutral view. So as such, from these levels, we are not recommending any. So we have a neutral view.
All right. One last question, since this is also our closing bell money control question of the day. We have seen some sign of life again in PSU banks in general. The names like SBI, Bank of Baroda, PNB, even the second rung ones. What would be your top pick among all these names?
Actually, so the second quarter for some of these banks, on an average for PSU banks, was not too bad actually, even on asset quality. There were some hits and misses, but some of these larger ones like SBI, now I think, after for almost 2-3 quarters, they've been showing some stability in their NP, in their asset quality. So within that space, SBI is a stock, where we do have a buy, and that is the only one right now in the PSU space, which we are recommending as a buy.
All right, Vaibhav. Thanks a lot for your time today. So that